What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Liza Minnelli and her 1989 album Results, produced by the Pet Shop Boys. And the next tune is called Losing My Mind. Obviously, it speaks to an unraveling of someone's sanity. Now, if you are aware this is happening, then you clearly are still cogent to some degree, but you're experiencing or feeling the slip in mental stability. Now, oftentimes this can happen for reasons of love or infatuation, or at the very least the presence of another person. So I wonder whether it might be about a romance or intimacy related insanity or unraveling, but let's find out. This is Liza Minnelli, Losing My Mind, from the 1989 album Results, which again is produced by the Pet Shop Boys. As you can hear right here. This key run in particular, and those drum rolls.
The sun comes up, I think about you. The coffee cup, I think about you. I want you so, it's like I'm losing my mind. The morning ends, I think about you. I talk to friends and think about you. And do they know it's like I'm losing my mind? All afternoon doing every little chore, the thought of you stays right. Sometimes I stand in the middle of the floor, not going right, not going right. I dim the lights. Think about you. Spend sleepless nights to think about you. You said you loved me, or were you just being kind? Or am I losing my mind? Sometimes I stand in the middle of the floor, not going left, not going right. I dim the lights and think about you. Spend sleepless nights to think about you. You said you loved me, or were you just being kind?
Like that.
Or am I losing my mind?
Right, high organ.
Or am I losing my mind? You said you loved me, or were you just being kind? Or am I losing my mind?
Three very different possibilities.
Or were you just being kind? Or am I losing my mind? Losing my mind. Losing my mind.
The synth bass.
Losing my mind.
very Poe in the sense that, Poe famously, in a couple of his short stories, the prose of the narrator grows more intense and erratic as an indication of their like increasingly unraveling mental state. And I feel like the last part of the track here was accomplishing a similar thing. It began to be more echoic and claustrophobic and almost psychedelic. And again, that idea of like, you said you love me, but were you just being kind, or am I losing my mind? Like, what's happening? So it's interesting. It sounds like, despite that feeling of that she's waking up, with her cup of coffee thinking about this other person, and then she's talking to her friends about this other person, but do they know like what's actually going on in her head, the way she's feeling? So again, like, I've heard a number of songs over the years that really get at the like intense feeling that can come from being very infatuated with someone, feeling like you're in love with someone, but that's like a maelstrom of emotions and psychology. And so it feels like she's in that maelstrom, but it doesn't sound like it's a perfectly settled relationship. If anything, it sounds like maybe this other person gave them the lip service, yes, I love you, and this is very important and special to me, and then perhaps they were gone, or they're out the door, or they're only halfway in the relationship to begin with, and she's trying to reconcile how she feels relative to what seems like an asymmetric situation. So yeah, an interesting one. And again, I think the Sonics are not only vintage Pet Shop Boys as I've come to understand them going through what I have gone through, the synth bass perhaps more than anything else, but also the percussive rolls, the little bits and bobs, the cowbell rhythms and so on, but also the awesome key runs. That one in particular just had like a nice like consonant quality to it. There was some like organ-esque keyboard work, especially some like angelic sort of stuff up top. There was that one layer that was like a synth, but a quasi-vocal synth. So I really enjoy the arrangement, and again, like classic PSB as I've come to understand them, but it does sound very different with Liza's voice in there. Again, it has this dramatic musical theater feel to it. It's very commanding and powerful, so there's moments like, whoa, like, I gotta make sure I'm not, moving, because I don't want her to get mad while I'm listening to to her singing. So yeah, I enjoy the theatrical quality to her performance. So do let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.